Welcome back to day three of the vision journey. I am Barry Auchettl, and I can remember working on myself to clear my own vibration frequency. There's one thing doing it for yourself, there's another thing doing it for other people. And I remember the very first group I got, and I sort of had to sort of clamor to try to get people to come up to do this idea that no one knew about. And one of them was actually Esther. So welcome, Esther.
Yeah, thanks, Barry.
So, Esther, it's been 10 years since you did life vision mentoring.
Wow. And so many other things I've done with you since then, but that was right back the very first kind
Uh,
of stepping out to do something with you.
yeah, let's just revisit that if you can. How much of that do you remember? Like, how much of that, and what difference did it actually make on your life?
I was thinking about it when you asked to catch up with me, and what struck me is actually I remember the group really well, and I remember the people and the connections, and I'm actually still connected to quite a few of the people just like on Facebook or other kind of sort of ways that I'm connected. And that's a bit unusual for me. I do a lot of training and professional development kind of stuff and growth work. And I think it's because that was such a significant group because we were clearing so much energy stuff. It was one of my first really intentionally starting to clear my energy in that way. I've done years of therapy, but more moved and shifted for me, I think, in that course than I'd been able to shift in that short amount of time up to that point. So it was quite um, significant for me, really.
Oh, thank you. And the other thing I'm realizing is, you know, you're really someone like what's happened because I always believe that life vision mentoring is more than just here's a 6 month program now off you go, do the next course or whatever that you put in the drawer. I've really wanted to be something that's going to support people throughout their life. And does it
Mm.
still affect you now? Like what we did, does it still have an impact on you now?
Yes, really, because it opened a bit of a new doorway for me. So having conversations with you because I'd met you a little bit before then and had a couple of conversations, and that was meant that I was interesting and willing to step into the life vision mentoring when you offered it. And then that kind of cracked open the door around. I'd done muscle testing before, but I'd never really used it in the way that you do in clearing energy so quickly. So it cleared a lot from my system at that point, but it's also in the last 10 years, I have stepped into other programs that you've offered. So I feel like I have kept moving and clearing, and now I clear a lot way faster. And vibrationally, where I live and how I live is dramatically different. And a number of months ago, I think I told you this at one point, my beautiful husband said to me, made a comment around being grateful for Barry and that he had really seen dramatically the shifts for me around how much clearer and brighter and more energy I have, and how much, I guess, energetically things had shifted. And before that, he'd heard me talk about it over the years previously about myself changing. But I think the accumulation of the work that I've done with you over the years has kept moving things faster and faster until it's very obvious. And I think when your husband tells you that they can see the level of transformation and change, I think it's like, okay, this is real. I'm not making it up. He
Oh,
can see
great.
it at home when he sees the worst and the best of me.
And I think it like it not only it changes who you are as a person, it gets to change the family around you because you're
Yeah,
different, and that
yeah,
has an impact, with your husband and with all the people around
yeah,
you. So one
yeah,
of the benefits I've found is it helps the whole family dynamics of who you're around.
yeah. Well, it definitely has for me, and it definitely shifts how, like, I am clearer and more centered around who I am. I've let go of so much more of my trauma and now stepping into more of what I want to be in the world. Then that affects how my husband and I show up. It's about with my work therapeutically, I'm a therapist, and using now, like I did training with you around learning some of the ways that you use muscle testing. And that came out of the life vision mentoring for me. That's what piqued my interest. And so I do a lot of clearing of energy work now myself all the time when I'm around
Right.
other people, when I'm with my clients. So that makes an enormous difference, like the flow on to other people in my life.
Look, thank you. I want to thank you. 10 years ago, there wasn't like all these people we could check to see,
No,
if, it was really a trust in the process. And I really want
it
to thank
was.
you for that. And for people thinking about, the next 10 years, I'd love to be interviewing you in 10 years' time. And so just one sentence, I guess, just to finish up, if there was someone thinking about doing life vision mentoring, what would you say to them?
Check in and with your spirit, and if there's a yes, go for it, and you won't regret it. And I suspect it will shift things enormously.
So unlock your abundance, step into your quantum leap of prosperity, and start having the life that you know you're meant to have.